Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Do It Yourself Plumbing with Tom. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change out a shower head. I took the liberty earlier of removing the old shower head, and this customer actually wanted the same exact shower head that they have in there. So we got a new arm, we got a new shower head, and an escutcheon plate. I am going to be showing you guys a few tips and tricks of what can go wrong potentially when you are completing this do-it-yourself task. To start out, what we are going to do is take our shower arm. We will put the escutcheon plate over the top of it, just so that's on there. And we are going to take our tape. Now, I always hold everything in my left hand and tape away from me. So I'm going to put it on here and I'm going to tape away from me. When you are taping, guys, just try to leave that last joint open, the last thread of the metal open, and what that'll do is when we go to thread this into the wall, none of the tape will actually get into the shower head and it can't clog up the shower head. What happens when you turn this down, some of this tape's going to rip off. It's real fine stuff, and if it does get in here, it can start plugging holes in the shower head, and then you can have some issues that way. But what we'll do is actually we'll tape both sides of our shower head right now, our shower arm, and then I'll show you guys how to put that into the wall. We're going to do the same thing on this side, guys. We're going to leave this side open because that's where the shower head's going to thread on. So we're going to try to keep the tape from getting on that joint. I usually try to go about 3 times around. That's the old rule in the plumbing industry. So that was a little bit of tape. And then I'll throw a little dope on there. Just a little bit. We don't need too much because that's going to show. What I'll do after is I will take a paper towel and just wipe that off so that that's not showing. I'll thread my shower head on now. This is actually one that they had sitting on their shelf. They bought it when they bought their last one, just in case they needed to. So they got a little calcium buildup and they want to just change it out instead of trying to clean it up with vinegar. Sometimes if you do get a lot of calcium buildup, you can soak this in vinegar, and a lot of times it'll take away the calcium buildup on the actual jet holes, and you'll get your shower head back working. But no big deal if you want to just change it out. Usually they're about 10 bucks or so. And on this setup, guys, before I go and do this side and actually install it into the wall, kind of want to show you guys what it looks like inside the wall. And if your plumber did it correctly on this setup, we got it because we did this years ago. It's called what's called a drop ear 90. And the reason why we have it called the drop ear 90 is because 2 screws will go into those side holes and hold this right in place. If the plumber didn't do it correctly years ago, when you go to spin out your old shower arm out of the wall, the drop ear 90, if there is no tabs, will fall to the side, and now you have to open up the back side of your wall to put a shower head in. A lot of times, just as a little trick for you, when this is up in here, if you can kind of crank it from side to side quite a bit, usually that means the head isn't secure. If you do have your old shower head in and you wiggle it just a little bit and it is secure, more likely than not it is a drop ear 90. So what we'll do, guys, is we will tape up the back side of our shower head, and then we will thread it into the wall, and hopefully another do-it-yourself project will be complete. So it is a little tricky sometimes to get it set up, to get it to thread in right without cross-threading it, but once you get it in there, I got it in there right now, it's holding itself, but it should thread in pretty darn easy. And the reason why I don't use gloves on this project, most plumbing projects I do, but as you can work on the shower head, your hands get greasy and stuff, and the gloves will make it want to spin around. But this one, you just get it nice and tight there, and that's pretty darn tight right there. Our shower head's in pretty good. And what we'll do, guys, is we will clean up the shower area, and then we will turn this on and see how we're working. Let me just move this stuff off to the side, and we'll turn it on. If you do get, just some little tips and tricks, if you do get any leaks, it's most likely going to be from this joint. We didn't tighten it up too much. When you are tightening this in, that's why we use three times around with the tape, so that joint inside the wall gets a really good tape with the dope seal on it, so you don't have to worry about that one. Like I said, this is the one that's kind of hard to crank down because you can put a pair of channel locks on the chrome itself as a backer so that you can tighten this joint down really good, but that will more likely than not leave a little notch on your chrome and it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. So I usually don't do it, and then if I have to crank down later on, I will crank down, but most of the time you are all set. We will turn that on just to make sure we are good, and this should be another do-it-yourself project complete. And everything looks good. On the back side there, no problems. And we are finished, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Do-It-Yourself Plumbing with Tom. Leave me a like and a comment down below of what videos you'd like to see in the future, and subscribe and hit the bell to get future notifications when the next video comes out. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.